coming out. I'm coming out. Ooh, I'm coming out.
We are all familiar with Princess Tiana, but allow me to introduce you to baby Tiana, the bright-eyed little girl who, according to her daddy, makes the best gumbo in New Orleans. Now, one may be thinking, what is gumbo? Well, it's a meal that comes from both West African and French roots. It is a thick stew that often contains things such as shrimp, celery, carrots, chicken, and sausages. It can be served over rice and it is pretty good. So all I'm doing here is just seasoning my chicken and my shrimp and allowing them to marinate for approximately 4 hours. Now we will begin the second most tedious part about this entire cooking and video process, which is prepping our veggies. So we'll be using celery, carrots, onions, sweet pepper, and some garlic, and a while to chop all these. In my opinion, I feel like a gumbo was made from what was left in your fridge. You know, everything is about to go bad and you have everything that's left and you say, alright, I'm just whip up something. I feel like I saw the gumbo originate because the amount of things that go in this feel like whatever is left in my fridge is going to make something, and this is what it's going to make. Now we'll begin by browning our meat, and we want to use a big enough pot because everything is going to finish off in this pot. So to your big enough pot, you're going to add some oil and put your chicken thighs in there to cook. After we're through, we're going to add our sausages to the pot. I used Italian sausage and they came with like seasoning and stuff in there, but you can always season your sausage as well. Now this right here was the most tedious part of the video. I was so tired and I just couldn't bother. But this is also one of the most important parts of the recipe or the meal, and that is the roux. So we're going to add some butter and flour to our pot, and we're going to mix this until it becomes like a deep brown. Me could wait till deep brown, so we'll go with like a medium deep brown. So all you're doing is just whisking. I added more flour after this because I was unsure about how much flour to add. So I just eyeballed it, and I used maybe a whole cup, or no, I used more than a cup. Maybe approximately 2 cups of flour to this entire thing to make the roux. It's basically standing and mixing flour for Lord knows how long. So this is where I stopped. Like I said, it's not as deep as I would have wanted it to be, but I couldn't stand any longer. So we're going to add our celery and carrots to this and just give them a mix. And surprisingly, this right here smelled really good. Like, I was surprised at how good this smelled, just the roux and the veggies. Add your onions and sweet peppers, and then I'm going to add my garlic. Give it a good mix before you start adding your liquids, and the liquid that I'll be using are vegetable broth. You can use chicken stock, but vegetable broth is what I went for, and some hot water. When I added everything to the pot, I was thinking, okay, I probably didn't need this much veggies. However, I spent my money on that celery and I was not going to eat it any other time except this, because celery to me smells like how it tastes. Celery smells like light green. Like how you know how some great things taste like purple? Celery smell and taste like light green, and I'm not a fan of light green. After you add all the liquids, we're going to now add our chicken and our sausages back to the pot. We're also going to season the pot. I added thyme, bay leaves, scotchy, some salt, and Cajun seasoning before covering it. Everybody has gotten some time to bebble. All hoof it on friend. All the flavors are coming together. This is about 30 minutes later, and now we're seasoning the pot again. You want to make sure that you taste your broth, your stew, to know what it needs. So I added some smoked paprika, some meat seasoning, some jerk seasoning, and I think that was it. I didn't add any more salt because I don't need any more salt. Personally don't like so much salt. Then 15 minutes later, I added my shrimp. Now I cook my shrimp. I allow them to cook in the pot with the heat on for 5 minutes, and then I turned it off, and that was good for me. It was not raw and it was not rubbery, which I like. So I bought hot sauce specifically to recreate this scene, but then I forgot about the scene. When I took my thumbnail and looked on my table, I saw the hot sauce and it never did go waste. So here it is. Okay, let us quickly get into some stuff. It was not like anything I've ever had. It was very good. All the flavors came out very nicely. The rice was not mushy or soppy or wet or whatever you might think. I know lots of people are texture eaters and you shy away from things like this because you think the rice is going to be mushy and off-putting. And this brings us to the end of another Nostalgic Munchings. I do hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.